Good afternoon.
Hello.
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 And here we are. We've got the gang back together. In a slightly different composition this time. We lost the academic and got the rebel back. How that happened, we're going to go into that in a minute. But before we do that, let's introduce each other and ourselves. Starting with Milia. Push to talk.
Push to talk.
I knew that would happen. All right, so I am Emilia. I use push to talk, as you can see. And I play Aurore Pelletier, who's a civil engineer.
Owen.
Hello, my name is Owen, and my character is called Emily Brega, who is a 28-year-old freelance archaeologist from Galway, Ireland. And yeah.
Who's exchanged her bubbly personality for tattoos.
Who may have had a bubbly personality at one point, but no longer has that.
Lovely. Vort.
Hi. I'm playing a character called Lee Chang. He is a Scottish-born Hollywood star and martial arts expert. He is seeking adventure and got bored of the thrills that a Hollywood stuntman role provided for him. So he is now looking for the real thing.
And last but certainly not least, Nero.
Yes, I am going to play as Rahim Said, a German-Egyptian tourist guide who is finding himself in this whole mess of finding artifacts together with other group of Tomb Raiders.
Roll credits.
He said the line. And I am Vale, or in a shocking turn of events, for a couple of days, you can call me Tara as well. And I am honoring my they them pronouns by playing literally everybody else in the world. Which brings me on to the next order of business, because everybody else in the world includes both Lara Croft, who's dragged you on to the party you're attending currently, and the guy who's hosting it. So, surrounding Lara by the poolside is not only a bunch of very rich and very famous people of Istanbul, like the high society of Istanbul, but it's also Emily, who's stayed upstairs, like on the ground floor, trying to figure out what's going on, and that may or may not have not yielded any results yet. More importantly, though, who's not yet on the manor grounds is Aurore, who has, however, been texted, given the information, given instructions to come here as soon as possible because her assistance is required. We'll get back to that in a minute, because first we need to focus on Emily and Lara. So Emily, currently your situation is that you are making your way around, strolling around the pool. Nothing out of the ordinary seems to be happening. It's just a bunch of very rich people engaged in very idle and meaningless chatter about some business ventures, some spontaneous weekend trips they've got coming up. What do you do?
And what is it that me and Lara are trying to listen out for again?
So, in the grand scheme of things, you are still looking for an artifact. The one that you went to the catacombs for. Found its resting place, but not the thing itself, and your clues have led you to this place thinking that the guy himself, Emir Aslan, has it. It's only a matter of finding out where.
Okay. So
I was just, I was just thinking, like, we don't know where.
Well, Emily doesn't.
So I suppose maybe Emily and Laura are walking around, and Emily turns to Laura and says, like, have you noticed anyone acting suspicious, or have you seen anyone notice us or anything like that?
So, yeah, Lara comes in a little closer, leans over to you and says, no, they're all being deliberately vague and very, very casual. Like they don't even know anything's going on.
So maybe while we're kind of analysing the area, maybe I could do a perception roll, see if I notice anything.
Okay. So you're listening specifically for anybody dropping any sort of hints that they do know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, give me that roll.
Dokie. And then my duck Lara Croft is back because my dice also is a duck. So I'm on brand. Right, so my perception is 2, so I will roll twice. So that is a 3.
Mhm.
Oops. And oh fuck, I dropped it on the floor. Okay, that is a I don't know if you can see from here,
Oh,
but
that
that
was
was
a
4.
6.
It was a 3 and a 4 if you want to count.
3 and 4. So what that will give you is that
Emily is clumsy.
A bit. What that will give you is that you do make out eventually a like a pair of 2 women actually who are engaged in very secretive talk around one of those standing tables around. They seem to be very excited about something to do with Emir, so with your host, in very broad air quotes. But since they're talking in Turkish and they're talking very fast, you can't really make out what they're saying, but they're definitely... They know this party is not just any other party. But before you can actually set your minds to trying to figure out further what's going on, an alarm goes off. And that's when we jump back down to Adrian, Lee, and Rahim. You find yourself standing, as you ended the last episode, at the bottom of the staircase leading down to the basement. To your right is the wine cellar, straight ahead is the gallery, and to your left is some sort of archaeological / vaguely scientific laboratory thing with a very heavily secured keypad door and a big window showing you a view inside where Emir is hunched over the item you're looking for. When he finishes his research, pushes a button, the pedestal on which the artifact rests rises up. He stretches himself, looks over across the room, through the window at you. His eyes flare up in anger and he triggers the alarm. And at this point, I'm going to say, basically roll for initiative because you got about 2 combat rounds before the guards show up behind you.
Wait, but who are we combating?
The guards at the top of the staircase, the ones that you just maneuvered your way past at the end of last episode.
I don't know what my initiative is, but I got a 6 on my first roll.
It's just your quickness.
All right.
Just to determine who goes first, who reacts the quickest. Hence why you roll quickness.
So I have another roll, but I got a 6 on my first roll, so I'm not
Okay.
gonna bother.
Okay, you said quickness, right?
Yes.
Okay, 2 rolls then. Let's go. 1 and a 4.
Okay, I'm going to make 2 rolls. One for Adrian and one for the security guards. Give me a second.
I'm a sausage roll now.
That was a 4. Adrian. God. What's Adrian's quickness? I don't remember. Oh, it's just a 1. That's unfortunate. So that's a 4. Okay, he got lucky. But he still did better than the guard, which will go last. So,
Right, you rolled for the guards?
yeah,
Oh, what did they get?
they got a 2.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so they're trying to be careful not falling down the stairs they are rushing down. So first is Lee.
Yeah.
As I said, you've got about, like at the end of the second combat round, these guards will all have left the room upstairs and joined you down at the bottom in the basement.
Who's in the basement with us just now? Just Amir?
Yeah, Amir on the other side of the glass in the heavily guarded, heavily secured room. And on your side, it's you, Rahim, and Adrian.
Okay. I would like to do a perception check on the glass to see. Wait, what equipment did we bring? Because I had a note of that somewhere. Here. Right.
I put an X beside the equipment that I didn't bring.
No, I wrote mine down. So in the mansion, I got 2 Jenga blocks, sword, shotgun with 1 clip, hatchet, which is Adrian's in a large pack. Who has the pistols? Somebody has 2 pistols. Is that you, Emily?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, so I want to do a perception check on the glass to see if it is shatterproof or not. To see what if it would sustain a bullet or a shotgun shell, like what the threshold of that glass is.
Okay. Perception, please.
So 2 rolls. Oh, that's horrible. It was a 3, but it like hovered on 6, right? Next roll.
Seen that.
That's a 2, a 3 and a 2.
3 and 2. So, you've seen this sort of security glass before. So you assume it is bulletproof to a point. Like it can take some shots, but it won't hold forever, you reckon?
Okay. All right. So I won't do anything with the glass just now. Is there any way to get on the other side of the glass, like a doorway or?
Hi, Zoe.
So yeah, from your perspective to the right of that big window is a massive door. Like it's a heavy, also security door with a keypad next to it.
Okay. I'm very, very hesitant to decide what I want to do. There's not much I can do with the door. You know what? I'm gonna shoot the glass with a shotgun.
I'm gonna say the glass window is big enough for you not to really be able to miss. I'm just gonna roll how much damage that actually does. Okay, quite a lot. So you see the bullet go in. It kind of gets stuck there, and you see that this sort of cracks forming like a spider web across it. It still looks kind of stable, but the bullet getting stuck in there certainly doesn't do anything in terms of structural integrity for the window.
Would the shotgun not have more of a scatter if it's a shell?
Oh, right, you used the shotgun. Oh, sorry. But yeah, basically same thing, just but with multiple impacts. Just basically produce the spider web with multiple points of entry for the bullets.
Okay. And then, do I have can I do anything else, or is that officially my turn over?
You could try to move a bit.
I'm going to now duck below the glass.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's all I can do, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Yep. That takes us to Rahim.
Well.
Well, apparently Raheem's gonna twerk at the glass, which
I just read that. That would be funny.
Raheem is not sure what to do. On the one hand, there's people coming. On the other hand, there's the glass. I mean. So wait, can you describe in the moment of my action?
Mhm.
What has then already happened? I mean, like,
So
everything that Lee just said already happened.
Yeah, let's say yes. I mean, strictly speaking, everything in a combat round is supposed to take place simultaneously, but since we're going in initiative order, let's say Lee's action's already finished. So he's already ducking below the glass window. You can sort of see the shadow of the first security guard peering around you can see the shadow on the wall behind the door from your perspective. And you can tell he's moving to come around and face you very soon.
Oh, damn.
Oh, right. When you said the second combat thing, you meant like the second person's turn, not like the second round.
No, it is the second round.
Oh, okay.
So it would take, like, one combat round is vaguely defined as 6 seconds. And it would take them, all of them, a total of 12 to get to the bottom of the stairs. I should point out at this moment, they're armed, and they don't need to be at the bottom of the stairs to sudden shoot you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so I would actually, oh no, wait, that doesn't work even. My thought. I was thinking to take my gun back from Emily, but she's not with us yet. Damn. What do we do? So I will probably just go next to Lee.
Okay.
And try to hide behind her.
Human shield.
He got 2 weapons, so I feel like this is the best bet right now to survive for me. Not gonna go into one-to-one against the guards, please.
I have Adrian's hatchet and I have a sword.
Okay, so
deflect the bullets.
then, so that means I'm sliding over to you, right? With my hand reached out, wanting to, like, showing you, hey, pass me something so I can defend myself.
What would you like? Would you like the hatchet? I'm gonna give you the hatchet because it's not mine.
Okay, let's go. I got the hatchet. Good, actually. I mean, like, sounds very tourist guidey.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got then the hatchet. Wait.
So that's your movement, and you could, in theory, you could attempt something else.
Yeah. Okay. So I am just
someone
like,
at my door. I'll be back.
no problem. I'm just like positioning myself ready to throw the hatchet if somebody comes down the stairs.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so next up is Adrian, and he's not wasting any time. He's just running straight into the gallery, like the exhibit with all the fancy stuff, and hiding just behind the doorway, just around the corner, behind the wall. And he's not getting involved in this fight at all.
Ooh, okay. Not surprising right now, but
Yeah.
Where's the gallery? Is the gallery back upstairs?
So, coming down the stairs, you got these 3 paths. Right to the basement, left to the lab thingy with the glass in front of it. Straight ahead would be the gallery.
Okay.
And it stretches on towards the right from that perspective.
Okay.
Okay. So, next is the guards. So far we can all take them in one turn because the first one's just around the corner, just outside of the door. The second one, you can all again see the shadow starting to move towards the door. So he's not going to be taking too much time. The others you reckon are right behind that second guard. Because you got to remember, the one that's already outside was the one sitting by their window upstairs, and the other 3 were sitting by the table further back in the room, so they got further away.
Mm-hmm.
And what that first guard is gonna do is just draw his gun, and that's his turn. So that takes us back to Lee.
I'm going to throw a Jenga block at the guard with his gun out and disarm him.
Okay, that's gonna be a high skill check though, because you're far away and it's just a Jenga block.
What's high skill?
Like, you need to roll high for this to work and have the desired effect.
Oh, so what, it has to be like a 5 or a 6?
I'm leaning more towards 6, honestly, yeah.
Can I change my mind?
Certainly.
I'm just going to point my shotgun at the guard and tell him to freeze. And I'm going to advise Adrian to move closer with the hatchet up to the guard as well.
You mean Raheem? Oh, what?
Yes, Raheem, because Adrian left. My bad.
Okay. I know you don't have any points in intimidation, but you're pointing a gun at him, so do roll me 1 die anyway.
Intimidation? Where's intimidation?
Yeah, where's intimidation? How many rolls? 1.
Yeah, just 1. Because you don't have any points there, but you have a gun pointed at him. So it's going to have at least some effect.
5.
I was
Okay.
just surprised because I don't see intimidation on the
Yeah, I
on
don't
the
see
sheet,
it either.
right? On the skill sheet, there is no intimidation. Or is there?
Yeah, because he doesn't have any points in there. It's the one he just was allowed to roll was just the bonus for him holding a gun pointed at the guy he's trying to intimidate with that. It's a modifier.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of works. You can see the guard at the top of the stairs just gesturing to his colleagues inside the room to just stay back. Brass band noises intensify. That's what we want to hear.
I would maybe advise Raheem to take his gun if he's moving closer.
My God,
No,
not here.
sorry about that.
No, to take the guard's gun.
The
hold it
guard's gun.
freeze. Yeah.
Okay, it's my turn.
It
Yeah.
is. Unless Lee wants to move again, it's your turn.
I'm
What did
fine
I-
on the floor with the shotgun.
Good.
What did I miss?
Basically a Mexican standoff is happening.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay, so yeah, I am going to follow what also be said, right? And with his guidance, I am moving forward towards the guard to disarm him.
Okay, do keep in mind there is a staircase between you. So he's at the top of the stairs, you're at the bottom. I'm just making sure you know. I'm not going to stop you doing this.
Oh, I thought still that the stairs are a bit away. And
Tell him, just tell him to throw the gun down to you.
you got the better ideas. I do so. I scream to the guard. Put your weapon down.
You
But
first.
I scream it like up the stairs without like looking around it, you know?
Yeah, you immediately hear the guard shouting back, "No, you drop your weapons!"
Ooh, okay, wait. Do we have like something for like deceiving others? I don't know. No, right? So after the guard said, "No, you drop yours down," I say, "I have a pistol here. You drop yours first."
Hang on. That would, at the very least, probably the most applicable skill here would be socializing.
Okay.
Yeah, do give me a socializing check.
I will give you a socializing one. Okay, let's go. Fuck, it's a two. Do I sound convincing enough?
Sadly, you do not.
So he just doesn't believe me, or
he just yells back, "We've got 4 guns up here. What are you gonna do? Drop your weapons."
Okay. So Rahim also looks over to Lee and says, "This is what I call a pro gamer move. I will drop my weapon now." And I drop the hatch on the ground, but that they can just hear like the metal touch the ground and not see that it like went to the ground.
Wait, so you want to actually drop the hatchet to fool them into thinking you dropped it?
No, basically, like I still have it in my hand, but like I letting it fall, in a way that I say like, "Yo, I dropped it. I dropped the gun."
Okay. Yeah, that produces an appropriately loud noise. The guard now once again directs his attention towards Lee and says, "And now you."
Oh shit!
Is that his turn?
No, that's just his reaction.
Okay, yeah, but I'm done with my turn, right? So what does the guard do during his turn?
So Adrian is just chilling in the gallery. Meanwhile, the guards, for one thing, the first guard is slowly advancing to the first step of those stairs, keeping his gun pointed firmly at Lee. And as soon as he does that, the second guard steps out of the door, also with his gun pointed in the general direction of downstairs. Not at anyone in particular, because they didn't have time to aim properly yet, but yeah. They have their sights down there. And in the next turn, they would be able to attack you if needed.
Can I... Is it now my turn?
Yes.
Can I move then attack, or do I need to attack then move?
That's up to you.
Okay. With my shotgun still aimed in the direction, I want to move closer to the stairs with the, like, still on the ground, so like prone, like army crawling. And I want to keep it locked so that the gun can potentially catch both guards with a shot. And then I want to shoot up in that direction and then yell drop, or I'll shoot again.
Okay, so at that point you're aiming in, like, in between them, so the scatter catches both of them. It's not just a warning shot, you're actually trying to hurt them.
I want to hurt them, or potentially take them down, but
okay.
I'm going to say drop the weapons or I will shoot.
You want to say that after you just shot?
No, I'm gonna say it before. I'm gonna say it before.
Okay.
I want to.
First question later. Come on.
Yeah.
Drop them or I will shoot a second time.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask them first. I want to say drop both those guns down the stairs to us, or I will shoot.
They don't drop their guns.
I'm shooting.
Right. That would be a gunplay roll.
So my gunplay is actually not that great, I think.
Yeah, it's one, yeah.
Right. Here we go. It's a 3.
Nice. Okay. So, do you want the good news or the bad news?
Yeah, news is good news, I guess.
So, the good news is they are stopping to advance. The bad news is you don't really inflict any damage.
Okay.
Because you're sort of aiming in the middle between the two, so you kind of underestimated the scatter, or overestimated the scatter pattern, so the bullets don't actually spread out as much as you thought they would, and don't really hit anything other than the wall behind them, or between them. But they do now know that you are perfectly willing and able to shoot them, actually, and try to hold their position rather than advance further.
Okay, is my turn officially over? Or can I say anything before I end my turn?
You can say something, yes.
Okay. I'm going to tell them that I advise they definitely throw the guns down because I doubt they're being paid enough to die on the job.
Oh.
It appears they are.
They're being paid enough.
Well, they're not backing off.
Okay.
And that takes us back to Rahim.
So yeah, Rahim is picking up that thought. It screams. I can hear you advancing. Guys, how much do you get paid? Maybe we can find a different deal here.
Oh, wait. I have an idea. Rahim, can Rahim and I, like, discuss stuff?
I mean,
Like,
during
where
my
is-
turn, he can't.
Yeah, but make it quick though, otherwise I'm going to say that uses up Rahim's turn.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay. Potentially, we could text Emily and say that we are in trouble.
Oh, yeah. So Rahim pulls out his phone and types in Emily's Words with friends.
or
Censor
a group text, so that
Group
Aurora
text.
gets it as well.
Oh, yeah. So,
Or maybe a voice
Do you wanna-
note so it won't take as long.
Yeah, just a quick voice note, like we're.
oh yeah, okay.
Lee and I are in the
I'm just
basement.
showing it, like,
Oh,
and then I sent the voice message. Everybody, we need your help. We're down here in the basement. What the fuck? Bad guards on the stairs with weapons. Lee's going insane, shooting people. We need backup.
Emily, I do require a quick perception check from you.
Okie dokie.
Oh, imagine. 1. She got her phone on mute.
Rolls a 1, got distracted by notifications on TikTok.
Oh, I rolled a 6.
Oh.
Okay.
Do I
So
have to roll again?
no, it's a 6. It's gonna happen. So we're gonna do a quick jump back up, so I can catch Emily up on what's happened in the last 3 combat turns, which equals 18 seconds. So you did actually hear the alarm go off. You saw every single security guard in the general pool area turn and run towards the inside of the house. From your vantage point, you can't really see where they're going once they're inside. From the corner of your eye, you see Lara just sort of jumping behind the nearest bar. The barkeeper fleeing in terror. You also hear that familiar tear of cloth, so that legend dress just got an upgrade. And you also do notice in your pocket your phone's buzzing.
Okay. Oh, well, just quickly, I have a visitor here. Hi, Bumble. Hi.
You're just talking to Emily.
Right, so yeah, and this is just when they send the text or
Yeah.
the voice note. Right, so I kind of give a look towards Lara as if to say, like, oh god, like this must be something to do with. So then she quickly pulls out her phone and plays Raheem's voice note, and obviously notices where the guards are going. And I'm assuming, are the attendees of the party panicking?
Yeah, they're fully panicking, scattering.
Because they probably heard the gunshots too. I'm assuming.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
so,
like before, in
I
the
think
first
I
couple
can-
of seconds, they just were kind of startled by the alarm and looked around in confusion what's going on. But as soon as those gunshots were heard, they started running.
Okay, so I'm not going to pull out my weapons just yet. I'm still in uniform, and so far, the guards don't know that I am also part of this. I'm assuming.
Mhm.
So, Emily turns to Laura and says, "Come on this way," and then we follow the guards.
Mhm.
Do I need to do a roll on how quick? I have three quickness, or
Yeah, hang on. Do you have a specific running skill? No, you don't. So just give me quickness then, and we'll figure out
okay.
how many
So
combat turns you're missing from there.
I have quickness 3. So hopefully one of these do it. Okay, 2, 5, 4. 2, 5, 4.
Okay. So, without breaking the fourth wall too much, I'm gonna say you're taking to the end of the next combat round to reach the part where the guards are now standing. So you will be coming up behind the guards that are currently facing the rest of the party.
Okay. So, is it still my turn?
I'm going to say that got used up by all of that action upstairs, and then starting to run towards the scene of the fight.
Yeah.
And of course, Lara follows you.
Yeah.
With her trusty dual pistols out. So this shootout is going to get a whole lot messier than it already is. Speaking of which, so you see the first guard starting to advance again and firing a warning shot into the ceiling and then pointing the gun straight back at you. And he once again says, "Drop your weapons now." And the second is pointing the gun in the different direction, to the wall where he assumes Rahim would be peeking around if he does. And guards 3 and 4 have now just rounded the corner behind the door, but they're not targeting anything just yet. And that's their turn.
How many guards are there in total? Is there
A total of 4.
So there's 4 guards currently, like, in that stairway area.
Yeah.
Raheem and I are at the bottom, and Emily and Lara
Are they
at the back.
Are they morally good guards in the sense that if, let's just say, a certain bartender was being held hostage, they wouldn't shoot if we told them don't shoot or otherwise she dies?
I like the creativity on that one.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I could tell Lara, like, grab me, hold me hostage, because at this moment in time I'm still in uniform and I'm not showing my weapons. I don't know if that's maybe they're just gonna shoot anyway. Like, I don't care. It just depends what kind of.
Mm-hmm. Give me a cleverness check, please.
Oh, well, I am very clever. I have cleverness 3, so let's see. 3 ones. Okay, we got a 3. Just pushing this over here so you can see. Maybe I need to get more room so that you can see that better, actually. Right, so the first one was a 3.
Lara Croft, like, is so iconic.
We got a 5.
Mm-hmm.
3, a 5, and a 4. 3, 5, 4.
Yep.
Again?
So
Did I get that last time too?
I think you got 2, 5, 4 last time.
Oh, so close.
yeah, so as you're running, you're contemplating that plan very briefly, and then within a couple of seconds it dawns on you they're already protecting the guy who's writing their checks. Kidnapping the bartender might not do that much to that situation. In fact, it probably won't.
Okay. So, does it happen? It doesn't happen then?
I mean, you can still go ahead. Your character just knows it's probably a bad idea. You can still do it if you want.
Yeah, this is Emily saying to herself, actually, you know what? They're going to protect. They don't care. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I won't do it.
And that means it's Lee's turn.
When do I need to reload? I don't know how many shells the shotgun can hold.
Well, that's a good question.
That doesn't say in the rulebook. At least not where I was looking.
Okay. You fired 2 shots so far. Like two rounds. One at the window, one at the guards. So from my limited real life knowledge of guns, I would say a shotgun is probably at the point where you need to reload.
Standard 2 shell, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
Right. How long would a reload take?
Lee's a professional.
I'm gonna say
He's like
you are. Where did you stash the bullets for this thing?
I have them with me. So I was looking at the rulebook, right, and it says
Mhm.
shotgun plus 1 clip, and it says 1 shotgun with either an extra clip or a box of 20 shells.
Mhm.
So I'm obviously shooting shells, so it would be.
You
I
took the
would
box
have
up. Yeah.
20 shells with me,
Mhm.
because I would assume that the shotgun already had the 2 shells in it.
Yeah.
So I have
Yeah, and like
20,
where on your person are you keeping them? Like, is there like, are you keeping them on like a belt or in your backpack, or what are we talking about?
I would say they're in the backpack because
Okay.
the alarm went off. So to be
Mhm.
quite realistic, I don't think we were expecting a combat encounter.
Mhm.
So I've only pulled the shotgun out and shot. I would say in that time could have opened the pack and almost got shells ready, but they would still be in the box. If I
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say you've in the brief time you had to prepare for this, you maneuvered them into a place where you can quite easily access them from the backpack. But actually grabbing the 2 shells, putting them in your gun, it's still going to take up your action for this round. That means you can still move and talk to them.
So I've moved up to the stairway already. Is
Mhm.
there I'm trying to envision that the stairway, like the room that we are in,
Mhm.
where like the glass is here, there's a door, and I'm picturing the stairway over this side. Is that more like a doorway into the stairway? Like, could I hide over in like one of these spaces next to the doorway of the stairway, or is it open?
No, the stairway itself is pretty much open. The room does extend a bit beyond that staircase, though, on that side, so you could hide behind the corner like Raheem is doing.
Yeah,
But there's no like door or anything separating the staircase from the room itself.
yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go around the corner,
Mhm.
and just still have the shotgun, like reloaded, ready to shoot.
Okay.
And I will just let the guards know that they probably want to throw their weapons down because I am going to shoot again, and I have another 2 shells in the gun ready to shoot.
Okay, so are you going for that theatrical reloading of the shotgun effect so for them to definitely hear and know you're ready to shoot again?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep,
perfect.
absolutely.
Good. Raheem sees all that from the other
Single-handed,
side of...
I'm doing the Arnie one where he's like holding the gun with one hand.
Yeah.
He's got a whole hand free that he's still like loading shells and stuff, ready to pick them out the box.
Perfect. Raheem sees all that from the other side of the staircase. What does he do?
He takes off his shirt and shows his beautiful six-pack,
Mhm.
which was an important detail. But he takes his shirt and he puts it around the handle of the hatchet that he has, and he ever so slightly moves the handle of the hatchet like a little bit around the corner, so the guards that are on the stairs can potentially see it and try to shoot it. Try to, like, I don't know. So they see it, right? That's kind of what the plan right now is.
Just the handle.
No, they don't see the handle. They only see they see the
Okay, yeah, it was...
the fabric which is wrapped around the handle.
Oh, okay.
Peeking
Okay.
a little bit out.
So, are you
Hard to tell what it
are you thinking they're gonna mistake that for the barrel of a gun?
No, I'm thinking that they mistake it for my body and try to shoot me or something like that.
Okay. Interesting
whatever
choice.
they try to do.
So now it's the guard's turn. And I'm going to have to...
Are me and Lara going to be on the same side as Raheem and Lee? Or are we
No,
going to be
no.
like on the other side and the
So-
guards going to be in between?
We got that situation that Raheem and Lee are in the basement. Staircase going up. At the top of the staircase, the guards. You are coming through the door behind the guards.
Interesting.
Do it.
I have pretty good battle skills, and I'm just going to put that up there.
So, we're going to deal with the guard standing behind first. They're just sort of dividing their lines of sight and their aim between the two of you, aiming at the corners where you last peeked round. And the second guard I mentioned earlier, who's got the gun aimed at Nero's corner, or Raheem's corner, sees the handle poking out and takes a shot at it.
Yeah.
And he misses. It's just, it's just sort of ricocheting once off the ground and then gets stuck in the frame of the doorway to the gallery. You kind of hear like a bit of a squeal from Adrian behind in the other room, but yeah, he just quickly goes, "I'm okay," from the other room. And that's their
But
turn.
I can't do directly a reaction to that. Trap,
No, you
right?
need to
I
wait
have
for their turn. That's their turn, which means the next combat round I was talking about earlier is done. Which means Emily and Lara now need to roll for quickness for initiative. So I'm going to do that for Lara.
Okay.
Yeah, quickness.
Okie dokie. Okay, so will I wait till you're done for Lara, or will I just roll?
You can just roll right now. I'm done.
Okay, so we have quickness 3, so... Oh, I got a 6.
Okay.
Will I bother rolling the rest?
No, I think it's fine, right?
Yeah, 6 is... which means you and Lee get to decide who goes first between the two of you. Then there's...
Do you want to just roll for it? Like, just to see who goes first between you and I?
I think it would benefit us better if I went first, if I'm behind the guards. What do you think?
Yeah, if you want to do that, yeah, go for it.
I think, because I think I can run up behind one of the guards now. I just need to work out what I'm going to do next.
You could...
Disarm.
You have 2 pistols.
Yeah, I have 2 pistols, and I also have yeah, hang on. I'm just trying to work out, should I shoot the guards or should I try and disarm them?
I would say with the 2 pistols, my recommendation would be to have a pistol at guard 3 and 4's head each. And just tell them to drop their guns.
Just keep in mind...
Lara's also here. And she
Yeah,
has 2.
I was going to say, with Lara also in the equation, you've got 4 pistols coming into the equation on your side of the battle.
So where's guard 1 and 2? So I'm behind guard 3 and 4.
Yep. Guard 3
Am I also
guard 3 and
behind-
4 are... Actually, I'm going to...
Or
quick sketch of this. So...
you and Lara
You've got...
just kill guards 3 and 4. And then you could also yell.
Ooh.
So, this is the staircase leading down. There's Big Boss. there's Adrian in the gallery. There's Raheem. There's Lee. There's guards 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and you're coming up here. Sorry, that's probably a bit fuzzy picture, but
Yeah, no,
you
I
get the
can see
idea.
that.
Right.
So, so the next thing we need to ask is, do we want to murder someone, or will our characters do that? Like,
Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
then
I'm going to give you a minute or so to contemplate that, because right now we're jumping to the outside of the mansion, where Aurore is approaching the gates to the grounds, and the first thing you notice as you're approaching is that you do see the 2 guards standing by the door, standing by the big garden gateway. But you also see them touching their ear and then turning around and running towards the house itself. Which means nobody's actually guarding the entrance anymore. That might have...
I think frozen, right?
That looks frozen, yeah. It does look frozen. Frozen and we can't hear you. That's a bad combination.
Push to talk.
No. It
Yeah,
works
maybe.
again.
Maybe not.
Can you hear us now? Amelia?
Melia? Melia?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, now you
Yes.
can.
I still can't
think-
see you. Oh yeah. Now Discord is actually back, right?
Okay. Just in the moment when I was trying to get you into the game. Bad timing. So,
Sorry, my Wi-Fi just
Oh.
cut out for a minute there. I don't know.
no worries. I'm just going to go through that again. So, as I was saying, Aurore is just approaching the house, like the big mansion, which, by the way, is located in one of the fanciest parts of Istanbul, a quarter called Sarıyer. The surrounding areas are buzzing with nightlife because other parties in the vicinity are also going on, just not for, the rich and famous, just for the slightly rich, slightly famous. But yeah, you're approaching the house and you see 2 guards either side of the large gateway towards the manor grounds. And as you're approaching them, you see them sort of touching their ear and then turning around and running towards the mansion. Which means, as far as you can tell, nobody's actually guarding that entrance anymore.
Under what pretext was Aurore called here by the others?
Oh, well, sorry. If we're assuming that Raheem sent this voice note to the group chat, Aurora would be in the group chat.
Yeah, that's for figuring out that there is combat happening in the basement. You called Aurora to the mansion, or rather she knew about the mansion itself. We can just pretend that you were late because you spent time updating your friend. What was her name? I forgot already. Dunya, on what you've been finding out in the catacombs, and now you're just catching up to them. Push to talk, please.
Otherwise, I know what the plan is. So infiltrating the mansion through going to the party.
Yeah.
All right, I see. But I don't have no official invitation.
No, and like
Okay.
like I said in the group chat earlier, neither do any of these guys.
Yeah, but,
Of course.
We don't need invitations.
So,
Look how well that's gone.
There's 4 guards knocked out.
I guess Aurora is going to carefully watch out for security cameras
Mm-hmm.
approaching the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe staying a bit more in the shadows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. It's nighttime, so there is only mostly artificial lighting. There's a bit of moonshine going on, but nothing compared to the lamps dotted around the place. Do you want to go actual stealth mode? And do you have skill for that?
I will
don't
try
think-
to avoid detection. You tell me what I have to
Okay.
roll.
Well, there is a stealth skill, but you don't have any points for that, so... Yeah, actually we don't need a roll because all the... Well, we do. All the guards are laser focused on the fight in the basement right now, but there are still security cameras which could have negative repercussions for you later on. So do make me a roll for those. You can just use your perception to figure out where those cameras are and what they're looking at, and then it should be easy enough to avoid them. So as far as you can tell, no camera actually saw you. You managed to... Like, there's one very prominent one right on the column of that gate. You just sort of hug the wall next to that one, under that one, and it shouldn't be able to see you. Keeping an eye out for other cameras, you don't see any out in the open. You do stick to the shadows a bit, so you're fairly certain nothing actually spotted you, but that's as far as you can tell.
Push to talk.
I just think to myself, amateurish camera placement, and continue inside the mansion, I guess.
Lovely. Is the brass band still going? Otherwise you can just switch back to normal voice activation. Okay.
They are very much still playing.
Okay. All right. So Lee or Emily's turn is up next.
Emily?
Hello. Sorry, I was just sending a text there,
Yeah.
but I was still listening. So me and Laura are coming up behind the guards.
Yeah. We can just take it as read that you opened the door from the kitchen hallway sort of to the staircase to the basement doorway. So yeah, you are now standing in the doorway behind the guards.
Okay, so now do I shoot or do I threaten? Right, I'm just gonna go and I'm just gonna point a gun each at
Mhm.
guard 3 and 4,
Mhm.
and I hope that Lara follows it and points her guns at guard 1 and 2.
Well, she probably will on her turn.
Oh, so she can't do it at the same time?
No, she has to wait her turn. Are you saying anything, or are you relying on the fact that... Are you pushing
I
the
was
gun
gonna
against their heads? Like, are you pushing... Are the guns making contact with their skulls, is what I'm trying to ask. Or their backs, whichever you prefer.
It depends how they're standing. Like, is she gonna be like that, or is she gonna be like that on the other side of her? Can we say that she's going like this and she's still behind them? She's not between them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're gonna have to find a middle ground in there, because that space up here is not that big for you to go like this and still get both of them from behind. But it's also not wide enough for you to go like arms stretched out and stand in between them. So
Okay, so let's say I get one of the guns at one of the guard skulls, and I'm just pointing the gun at the other. That's probably
Okay.
the best thing that I can do here. That's probably a good middle ground, I would say.
So while they didn't exactly notice you opening the door, guard number 3 definitely notices the gun pointed at him and touching his skull right now. And he just sort of freezes. At least until his turn.
And then I think Emily would say, drop your weapons.
Okay. Do you have intimidation skill? Or is that, hang on, is that part of socializing?
I have...
I think that's part of socializing.
Intimidation.
Yeah, no, I think that's part of socializing. So if you have socializing, do roll that. And add a die because you're having a gun right up in his skull.
Yeah, because
So-
I have
A good argument in your
Yeah.
I have gunplay as well, so I don't know. Yeah, I'll do 2 then.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Come on, don't fail me. No pun intended. I got a 3. A 3 and a 2. Fuck my life. Sorry for my language. That's not good, is it?
Not exactly, no.
All my battle
So-
skills, I have like. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
So what happens is that the guy you're pointing your gun at yells out something in Turkish, which you don't quite understand, and then ducks. Meanwhile, guard number 4 turns to face you and has his gun pointed at you. And that's as far as their reactions will take them. We'll see what their actual turns do for them. Which means it's now Lee's turn.
Alright, sorry. I was just reading some stuff. Quickly, just give me a quick recap what happened there with the guns.
So Emily and Lara arrived at the top of the staircase, pushed their
Emily pointed guns.
pointed one gun like at the back of someone's skull.
Yep.
That guy just ducked away, and the other guard is now facing, like guard 4 is now facing Emily.
Yep. And Lara.
She hasn't taken her turn yet.
Okay. I'm reloaded. They're still not dropping their guns. I'm not aware that Emily and Lara are at the top of the stairs, am I?
No, you're hiding behind the corner, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you don't see. Well, you did hear the guard yelling. Because guard 3 had the gun pointed at. I said he noticed that and yelled out. So you heard that.
What did he yell out?
Something in Turkish.
Alright. So I was gonna shoot anyway, so I'm gonna just shoot blindly up the corridor, hoping to hit one of the 4 guards.
Okay. Do make a gunplay roll.
Sorry, what I was looking up was in the utilitarian skills, I have 2 for heavy weapons. And I was trying to see if that covered the shotgun or not.
I don't think it does, no. That's just gunplay. Okay. Heavy weapons would be like artillery. Or like yeah.
Oh, like actual mounted.
Yeah. Or like
if we stole a tank. I could just
well, no, a tank would then be a vehicle. Although probably if you were trying to shoot with the tank, that would also apply, yeah.
Somebody would be driving the tank, but I could be in the gunner seat of the tank. That sort of thing.
Yeah, but you get the idea of the scale that heavy weapons is.
Heavy weapons.
Right.
Yeah. If I can't lift it, but I can shoot it. Yeah, alright, cool. So I'm gonna shoot. So that's gunplay, right?
Yes.
Right. I have 1 roll to hit someone. 5.
That does hit. Which means... What is it? It's the... Yeah, it's over the quickness. So do roll me 3 die for damage.
Damage. Where's my damage? What one's that? Like, how does that
It's
work?
it should be specified on your weapon how much damage that does.
It's page 42, right? Here. Weapon stats on page 36. Right. Okay, I'll roll the 3 anyway because I want to read that. Three rolls, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 1, and 5.
All right then.
Oh,
Mhm.
the shotgun has 6 shots. It says here.
Okay, so you basically that means you now have 5 left in that cycle, basically.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have needed to reload last turn. But we'll just say that
We'll just pretend that you
yeah.
forgot to reload properly before you went in or something.
Can I still keep the box of 20 and then just say
Yeah,
I
sure,
have the other
sure.
4 shells in my pocket or something?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, we'll do that. So I have 3 shells in the shotgun as of right now and still a box of 20.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
We're not visible on stream, I don't think.
Yeah, give me just 1 second. I need to look something up.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Because what I'm trying to say is you just scored 2 wounds on this guy. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what that does. There we go. So 2 wounds. That's what you get for trying to prep a combat light campaign.
I mean, our character sheet has 5 wounds, then we're incapacitated. So I'm guessing is it hit points?
Yeah, that's obvious. The thing is, there is like several subcategories for how many wounds does what. So if there is any effects before that. Two wounds. Okay, for wounds it doesn't actually seem to be the case. Okay, so yeah, they just have two wounds. Like the guard number 1 has 2 wounds now. Out of 5.
Does he drop his gun on being wounded? Does he has he dropped his gun on the stairs? And if so, does the gun miraculously just kind of bounce off each stair towards Raheem so he's got a pistol?
Make me a destiny check.
Okay, I was waiting for that. 6.
Yes, it does. So congratulations, Raheem. You have a gun now, and it's your turn.
I got
Okay.
you a gun.
Nice. I appreciate it. So right. It's going to be again then the. It's going to be now the diplomat again. He puts on his shirt again. And he screams upstairs like, "You're outnumbered. Give up." And sees the reaction.
Give me a
Is
socialize.
Lara taking... Sorry.
It's not her turn yet. But Rahim, do give me a socializing roll if you have a specialization for intimidation. Use that, but also add 2 to your socializing roll because they now know you have a gun for sure.
Exactly. I was about to say that.
And they know they're at least equally numbered because they know there's 2 guys behind them.
So wait. I rolled twice or 3 times?
No,
You said no.
you have a...
social one, and just
Okay, you have social 1, but you've got a modifier for +2 because of those 2 factors, which means you roll 3. Yeah.
Total, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, first roll. Hello. 1 second. There we go. First roll. 5. Okay, strong. 6. Yeah. Okay, 1.
Yeah. Okay. Couple the 6 with the fact that they themselves didn't roll well on their will saves, means that guard 1, which by the way is holding the gun arm because you hit the bullet hit him in his arm and that's why he dropped the weapon. He's just sort of putting that hand up as far as he can with the wound. The other one's pressed against the wound to stop the bleeding. That's guard number 1. Guard number 2 is just also doing this slide. Okay, yeah, I get it. I'm gonna put it down. Guard 3 and 4 are still very firmly focused on Lara and Emily right now.
Okay.
Speaking of which, Lara is now actually also pointing her guns at those 2 guards 3 and 4. And basically repeating what Emily said earlier and using her intimidating presence to try and get them to disarm themselves. Which works, let's just say that. Because you roll insanely well. So yeah, guards 3 and 4 are now also doing this. Yeah, okay, yeah, we don't want any trouble. You win, okay. And they're putting their guns down. Which means I think we can safely say we're pretty much out of combat now.
Can we take their guns?
Yeah, I'd like.
Yeah, they're all on the ground right now.
Can we
I would
execute
like.
them?
I would like to take 2 pistols. Is it just pistols they have? Do they have any other?
Yeah,
weapons?
it's just your standard pistols. Like Lara's using her dual pistols. It's the same, not the same model, but the same type of gun. Yeah.
I would like to take a pistol from guards 2 and 3, and yeah, I just want 2 pistols. I don't know if everyone else is okay with that.
Have I still got Raheem's gun?
I mean,
Yes.
I'm okay with it.
Weren't you pointing that at guards 3 and 4?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right, yeah.
Raheem now has his own pistol as well from a guard, and then there's 1 pistol left up for grabs. If everyone's okay with me taking 2.
Yeah, go for a double pistol, Lee.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like John Wick.
Maybe one of us just pick up the pistol anyway, just so that we have it in case we bump into a friend who may need to arm herself, aka
But I mean-
a whore.
It's easier to put the pistols down than up, right?
Maybe Raheem could take it, and then everybody who has just been in combat has 2 pistols in case any other combat scenarios arise. For the time being, and then if we meet Aurora, by the time a combat scenario arises, we all have a spare pistol that whoever happens to be closest to her can pass on.
Right, let's say that we all pick up our pistols, and then I turn to Lara and say, "You're a trendsetter." We all have 2 pistols.
Can we also loot the guards? Like, obviously they're not dead or incapacitated, but can we also check to see if they have any other stuff on them that we could maybe find valuable? Like, we have them at gunpoint, basically, so...
Like, radios?
Cable ties, so we can tie them with, things like that.
My shirt.
Why do the guards have your shirt?
More Jenga pieces.
I need Jenga pieces. I'm building my own game here.
Those are
Well,
the secrets in this universe.
the only thing of use you do find are in fact cable ties, but they're all sparkly and brand new because they've never been used. Because if these guys are ever going to put somebody into custody or something like that, it's gonna be forever, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. Let's cable tie them and keep them downstairs with where this glass almost shattered glasses. I want to cable tie them and keep them there.
Yeah. I need to do a quick roll.
Quick roll.
Yeah, so Lara watches all that stuff and then pauses for a second and has like a flash of inspiration and locks the door behind you. Like the door to the kitchen area, not the door to the security office. But she says, yeah, once you're done shoving those guys back in the security office, you should probably lock that too.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave you for a second or for a minute to contemplate on that because I need a quick break.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you need a bathroom break as well, that now would be the perfect opportunity. See you in a second.
See you in a second.
I'm also going to quickly run and have a quick break.
Go
Refill my water.
for it. Go for it. Lee, you need to remind me. So you tried to shoot the glass, right? What happened with the glass?
The glass, so the shot scattered, and it didn't break or like destroy the glass, but there's cracks everywhere.
But he didn't say where Aslani also went, right? He's still in the
Yeah,
lab, basically.
I guess we can look through that window now that we're at combat once he's back.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to be sure.
The thing that I'm looking up here in the rulebook is, so I was just looking a bit more into the shotgun. But I don't think we're going full like combat heavy. But based on what I'm seeing with the shotgun, is it is a gunplay skill. The range is short, so I believe it would have been fine for the stairs. The damage is 5. It's a two-handed weapon, even though I said I reloaded one hand. I probably shot two-handed, that's fine. But one of the special features here was blast. So I went down and read on blast. So the weapon actually does damage over an area. There's some maths to apply to that. I don't understand how that works. Where you do a sum test with +1 greater to attack everyone within melee range. 1 step of your primary target. So some weapons might have a larger radius. So blast 3 attacks everyone within 3 of your main target. So I think what that means is that if I had 3 targets and they were all kind of close next to each other, if I shot at the middle target, I would also
they would have hit the other ones.
damage on the ones on the left and right.
Already.
But I'm not sure how we're actually doing combat within this. I might ask.
I mean, we are playing a simplified version, and I mean, it already happened, right?
Yeah.
So...
I would rather know just for future as well, just so we know. Like I can plan like what I should be doing with attacks, because I don't know if the shotgun should have that like specialist feature. Otherwise, it's probably just as useful having pistols instead of the shotgun. But yeah, some of the weapons here, like some of the way the skills work, are pretty cool. I was getting a little lost reading up on it. if somebody has a rifle, they have the snipe skill. You can sacrifice all movement and defenses to make an accurate shot. An accurate shot gives your choice of benefits from +2 to attack, or -2 to enemies' defense, +2 to damage. Or you can do like a reduced range penalty. So like if the character is even further, like the snipe would give you more chance of hitting at a further range. But you can choose what that is. It's pretty cool. Welcome back.
It's so
I think
cute.
you're good.
Yeah, I had my mic set up.
I wanted to ask quickly. I was just saying there that I was reading up some of the shotgun stuff, and I know that you're doing like some of the combat is like a little bit lighter, like not as in depth.
Yep.
But I wanted to know if the blast special feature was applicable within the game. It basically just means the weapon does do damage over an area. So if there's characters like one step away from my primary target, they could also be affected by blast damage.
Yeah, of course that would be applicable. One step, as far as I remember, is 1 meter, so I'm not sure if guard number 2 would have been affected as well. It's like on the edge of that meter. But yeah, 3 and 4 were definitely out of range for that.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I wanted to just make sure I was in like I knew exactly how it all worked. And I think the other thing was Raheem was very unsure if our lovely host for the evening was still on the other side of the glass or not.
Yeah. So. Aslani.
Yeah. Here's a plot twist. He is not.
Damn.
And is the so from what I recall, there was like the artifact that we needed to get. That had come out of like a space in the ground, right? Like in the middle of that room.
No, from the ceiling, but there was like a suspended thingy, a suspended platform coming down, and then in this case going back up into the ceiling. Yeah.
Okay. And the artifact's now back in the ceiling since the alarm's been raised.
Yeah.
He was on the platform.
Yeah, it was on the platform. He put the platform up and then looked at saw you, triggered the alarm.
Okay, so from our knowledge and perception, the artifact is in the ceiling, even though it might not be there anymore.
Yeah, that's what you saw.
Okay, perfect.
Speaking of seeing, Aurora has now made her way into the main reception area, and what she can see is another 3 guards desperately trying to get to the security/basement area because it's locked and they surprisingly don't have the key. They're trying to kick the door down, which you on the other side of that door can hear.
Okay.
So whoever wants to go first and try to do something in that situation, let me know.
Would that be at the top of the stairs again?
Yeah.
Is this?
So that would be more like Emily and Lara's decision.
I mean, at this point, No, they're focused on the door.
Okay.
Shoot the door.
I could just point the shotgun at the door ready for whatever happens, but I could maybe stand to the side a bit.
And wait, so wait,
If-
quick question.
if-
The guards that just like got unarmed, they just chill now?
No, you locked them in, or tied them up, and then locked them into the security office.
Okay, sorry.
But there's 3 more on the other side of that door, from the kitchen area to this area. which unfortunately means Aurora is still cut off from you guys by that door and those security guards.
I am dressed for a party or something, right? Because that's what I was expecting.
Yes. I mean, given your background, I'd say you are fairly loose in your definition of party outfit, but yeah, you basically, yeah.
Military dress.
Oh, to dress sort of properly, probably.
I mean, Lara's in a dress.
Are they, can I see any like fire alarm thingies? Like, is this building up to code like a public building would be, or is it more like a private mansion thing?
Well, it is a private mansion, but given the fact that there is a massive and very loud, very persuasive security alarm currently going on, you'd imagine there'd also be a fire alarm.
Okay, it's already on alert. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sorry for the. I was just distracted because something fell down in my
Oh.
on my shelf. It was very loud.
That's me.
with the door that's currently locked, in theory, if I was to wait by the door with my shotgun pointed at the door, could somebody else open the door and I could just fire a shot as it's opening to see what happens?
Suppose that could work, yeah.
Do we want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Who wants to open the door?
Raheem.
Okay. Emily, are you alright with that?
I think Owen is. For a moment. Oh, there. You're muted still.
Sorry, I just was saying bye to Fergal there. What did I miss?
Bye, Fergal. So we're thinking I'm going to stand by the door with the shotgun. Raheem's gonna open the door just like slightly so that I can aim the shotgun through the gap, take a shot at the 3 guards and see what happens.
Are you fine with that, Emily?
Yeah, and then what's Emily doing? Is she...
What do you want to do?
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I thought I had to do something in that plan, but yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, okay, let's go for that and we'll see where we end up.
What's your gunplay skill?
-1, but I think. Oh, okay.
What's yours?
Mine is 2.
Whoa.
Would you
Okay.
like to borrow my shotgun?
I could probably use my 2 pistols, maybe.
I'm thinking, but because the shotgun has that blast effect, and I've got 3 shots still loaded into it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So would you like to borrow my shotgun?
Yeah.
Go. Right. I'm no longer shooting my shotgun through the door. I think the group has nominated Emily.
I will also shoot the shotgun. I will shoot the shotgun through the door, like Lee's suggested.
Wait, but first I'm opening the doors.
Raheem needs to open
Raheem goes over to the door.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Touches the handle, presses it down, and opens it.
You know, session 0, these guys tell me, yeah, we want a combat light campaign, and now episode 5, they're preparing for a bloodbath. Let that sink in.
At least we didn't execute the guards. I just threw it in. Nobody
Well,
said yes.
You're about to execute 3 more. So,
It's fine.
We just put them to sleep.
forever.
We should have had a sleep dart gun. Pacifist run, any %.
So So would that mean Emily now needs to do the gunplay roll instead?
Yeah, the gunplay roll needs to be done by the guy or gal or enemy pal who's firing the gun.
Okay. I have gunplay 2, so I will roll twice. Got a 2. And shit. Okay, I will be honest, it is a 3.
Give me that fucking shot.
You will be honest. As if you were ready to lie before.
Yeah, I just didn't want to think, and I would lie if I dropped the dice.
Roll to
Well,
Jumanji.
So-
Yeah,
So that's 2
2 and
3s? A 2 and a 3, okay.
2 and a 3.
Yeah, I'd say from that range it's still... From that range, can you even miss?
Nah.
I'd say it's a shotgun with a scatter shot, and you're like
Yeah.
1 foot away from them.
I think I got it.
Yeah.
I
mean,
right.
technically,
Who knows?
technically, you might go black on screen for a second again, but
the blast, would that get all 3 of them if they're all at the door?
yeah,
I could shoot
definitely
all
them. That would get them. Yeah.
Humble.
So,
Here, I thought I had left the battlefield behind me. Guess I was wrong.
Just traded one more zone for another.
I mean, you didn't join yet on the battlefield, right? So maybe when you arrive, everything's done already.
What battlefield?
I mean, right
Okay,
now there's
so-
like shotguns being fired out of the door right in front of me, basically. So
here's what's
that
happening.
was rather unexpected.
Here's what's happening. So Raheem has his hand on the door handle. Turns the key, rips it open. Emily fires. The first guy, without being too graphic, no longer has a head. The second guy gets hit by the blast, or is also massively wounded. And the third guy just about has quick enough reflexes to not get hit by the blast, but is scared for his life and just starts running in the other direction past Aurore.
Clothesline him.
I intuitively put a leg in front of him in order to make him fall.
I was just thinking the same.
The cherry on top.
Okay, he rolled surprisingly well on his saving throw there, so he just sort of... He probably doesn't even know himself why he's doing that, but he's doing just enough of a jump to not get tripped by you. But he just keeps running.
I guess I at least intimidated him.
Do you have a
I
pistol with
think-
you? Do you have like any weapons with you?
I don't think I brought any.
Oh, okay. You can't shoot him then.
No, that's fine.
Okay, I'm just gonna shoot the second guy since he's like really wounded.
What?
And I haven't.
No, Rain goes this time between it, look. We're
Yeah.
not gonna do that.
I got 2 pistols. I want to pew pew.
Hey, it's fine, but we have not achieved our goal yet, right? We shouldn't waste too much time here with shooting people. We
Can-
need
can
to
he-
get the artifact.
Yeah, but can he retaliate the guy that he shot that isn't dead?
Man, he's handicapped for life. I think he's not going to
Question is, in his state, would he want to?
zip him up, put him in the corner, put him in the basement. I don't know, but like, come on, we need to
Can't
actually
just
like.
zip him up. Like if you want to not have him die, like you need to get him some medical attention. Like if you just leave him there with another bunch of tied up guards, he's gonna bleed out and die anyway.
Stop making sense.
Like, I'm just like,
I mean,
you know, if he's
You're not
already
wrong.
on his way, if he's already on his way, I'm just making it easier for him. You know, like, you know, just one.
I'm slowly approaching the group while they're still debating,
mhm.
with a bit of a shocked expression on my face.
I should hope so.
I think I want to execute this guy, and you know, as a quick and painless mercy killing. You know, just sorry, buddy, wasn't your day.
No, so I'm still against the thought of executing
Yeah,
Maria, you know?
Emily's like, Lee, no.
He's gonna die.
Nah, like I don't know. I have a med kit, right? I can get
We're
the
not-
med kit.
No, he's not on our side. We're not wasting valuable medical resources that we might need.
Maybe he's going to give us vital information.
Does he still have a mouth? Can we do a perception check?
Does he still have a mouth?
How are his vocal
Ye-
cords?
I don't think
Well,
that this was part of.
As opposed to the first guy, yes, he's still anatomically able to speak. In terms of his general condition, I'm not too sure. He seems kind of on the verge of passing out.
If we leave him, will he die? In pain.
Yeah, pretty likely.
Is there any way that he can be saved that doesn't cost us valuable resources?
A little kiss on the wound or something like that.
Yeah. If anything, that's going to make it worse because it's going to get infected for sure.
Whoa! What are you
Kiss
saying?
of
with that?
death.
I just believe this is the best thing for this unfortunate.
Can we do a
Boy.
destiny roll that he survives against all odds?
Yeah, if you want to.
Um,
I'm cool with that.
So we don't have to spend time healing him up.
I'm just going to point out that's going to be a destiny roll for the guard, and he's an unnamed security guard. He has no destiny. So he's not going to roll for that.
Let's just, you know. You don't want him lying there for another 95 minutes just in pain.
You mean you don't?
I don't. I'm trying to be. I'm doing what's best for him here.
Okay, I'm gonna
Okay.
take him to the hospital, and you guys try to.
Ar-
get the
Aurora, you've been on a battlefield. You can see this poor, unfortunate sods. You know, like his.
Yeah, this guy needs medical attention. Like, I can see that, but I'm not a medic.
And there's
What
not
the
much
fuck
we
is
can
going
do,
on
right?
here?
There's not much we can do, right? Like, so would it not be in everyone's best interest?
I do not know. I am not a doctor.
While Lee is talking, Raheem is already taking the guy, pushing him forward, and say, "I'm gonna bring him to the hospital. You guys get the freaking artifact."
Do you want to take
Okay,
him to
what
the
the
hospital?
fuck went wrong here that you are in this situation?
Well,
A lot
We
of things
didn't have-
happened. I needed to take off my shirt.
Lee had a drink.
why? Okay, I have a proposition then. Why don't we get Adrian up from down in the gallery and ask if Adrian wants to take this man to the hospital?
I think Adrian needs to go to the hospital himself. The way how shook he was. Actually, I'm gonna take Adrian also with me to the hospital.
I don't see Adrian like coming out of the situation sane.
Yeah, we kind of also forgot him in the basement.
Yeah,
What?
we just left him down there after tying up a bunch of guards that we shot at.
Okay, tying up. That's an improvement.
They didn't need medical attention. They were, you know, apart from what's up with guard one? How bad is he? Is he all right?
I am glad.
I mean, guard one only has one shotgun shell stuck in his arm, but apart from that, yeah, he's basically fine and dandy.
He'll be fine.
So
This
they-
guy.
4 unconscious guards scattered around the scene somewhere, right? And being unconscious means already something. They probably also need medical attention.
Yeah, but I mean, they'll be fine when they come out of it. This one guy. Can I? Is there anything I can roll to kind of have the decision made of whether or not we?
A counter roll?
Like,
Yeah,
okay,
like,
so
this guy out of his misery.
Okay.
are you going for like a
Because
moral
whoever-
decision, or is that?
I think it should be done. Other people don't
Let's
think it should
let's
be
have
done.
a democratic vote, right? Who is against killing these guards for no reason? Oh, me? Who else? Nobody else?
Yeah, I have to.
I am
agree.
also against killing
Okay, Stacey, it's
unnecessarily.
3 against 1.
Emily just took
And honestly, I
my
think
head.
whoever is running this place will probably call for medical attention as soon as possible. So maybe we should just focus on
Oh,
getting
actually, I'm
the
not
fuck
sure
out
about
of
that.
here. And
Emily just took a guy's
Yeah.
head off.
yeah, that's why we should get out of
Self-defense.
here.
It wasn't. We opened the door and just shot.
Yeah, good luck trying to convince the police of that.
Breaking and
Listen,
entering.
we
Do
can
I
get
even-
into the details later.
Do I even need to mention that you can start hearing sirens in the background? I think that's we can take that as read at this point. Yeah.
It
Okay,
is expected.
if that is the case,
Okay, yeah.
then help is already on the way.
That could
We
just
don't
be the-
need to take care of this dude. We can
That's
just do
the
something
police
else.
coming for us.
You don't know if it's police. It could also be like, sirens of oh my god, ambulance.
What if? Can we?
I don't
perception
think
check?
sirens are going to work in our favor here anyway, so we should probably avoid whoever is sounding those.
Exactly, and we should instead focus on the important part.
The shiny thing.
Yes, the artifact.
Okay, so what are we doing with this poor guy?
Let's just leave him and let's go.
Yeah,
We'll let fate decide his fate.
we let him destiny roll. If the ambulance will make it or not. But then it should at least be a +2 because the sirens are already on the way and we can hear them.
If he shows up later with like an eye patch and like just trying to get revenge against us, I'm gonna be so mad.
Maybe
Don't give me
only-
ideas.
Cyborg fight them.
He's going to go only after Yuli because we decided to let him live.
I discussed putting him out of his misery. I wasn't the one that put him in that condition.
He will be mad at you
Let's
for even
go.
thinking about executing him.
Let's go get Adrian. Sorry, buddy. I'm leaving you in pain. Au revoir.
Okay, great. Are we
So
going
where
down
do
the
we go
stairs
from
again
here?
to get the artifact? Aurora,
I-
we need to get an artifact that is somewhere here. Great to see you again. Hard to let you catch up to all the stuff that happened, but like
Yeah,
there's things we have
let's
to do.
skip the formalities. Go for the goal and like try to extract from here as soon as possible.
Just before we actually do that, can I pick up all the guns that are on the ground?
Well,
Apart
isn't there
from
only-
one
Okay,
gun,
Terminator, bro.
Can I leave one gun with one bullet for that poor gentleman? And not advise or anything, just leave it there for him and it's up to him.
Yeah, so previously, after the first part of the fight, there was one gun left on the floor that nobody cared for too much. Now with a security guard and a half lying on the floor on the other side of the door, there is 2 more guns lying about.
She got her cone off.
Yeah, I'm not
the-
touching
oh, there
those.
you go.
Like that
I've-
just leaves fingerprints everywhere.
I'll just take both of them.
Yes,
Aurora,
and
take the
keep in
guns.
mind, it's your fingerprints covered in, like, lined out against somebody else's blood, because there is a pool of that stuff now.
Here, take my shirt to clean again. He
Yeah,
takes his
gloves
shirt
at
off
least.
again, showing his
I
crazy good abs, and
I-
tells Lee to,
Yeah.
to clean the gun off.
I
So
asked
instead of a
Aurora-
shirt, you now have a red, wet clump of cloth.
Okay, I'm just. Yeah, I don't even know what. Like, I'm reconsidering my life choices, but reluctantly pick up the gun with the blood-stained cloth.
You want to swap? You want a clean one?
Do you also make a perception check on my abs?
Only if somebody
Yeah.
makes me.
I take that as no.
Wait, hold on. I'll roll it. A 3 and a 4. I've rolled a 3 and a 4 perception check on Raheem's abs.
Well, he had. Wait, hang on. Raheem, do give me a brawn check, please.
What? Why a brawn check? I just have nice abs. It doesn't mean that I can fight.
Yeah, but I need to figure out how nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
under
but-
the eyes of like a martial arts expert.
Okay, I have a 3 and a 5.
Yeah, so Lee, you're thinking to himself, okay, that's quite impressive, but a bit more protein could do well.
Yeah. You're missing some of the core muscle workouts as well, but it's almost a good physique.
Almost, it is a good one.
It's
It's just not a perfect one.
It's a
good
great
one.
six pack, you know, on all the external muscles, but I feel like your core muscles could do with more work if you really
Well.
wanted to get the most out of your physique.
Let's see how it will look like at the end of our journey. Lee.
I thought you were gonna say let's have a fight and see who wins. All right, Aurora, would you like to swap guns? I can give you a clean, well, it's not clean, but you know, it's not bloody one, and I'll take a bloody handgun.
I think at that point it's too late.
Okay.
So I'm fine. I'm not fine, but like, let's proceed before we waste more time.
All right, so
So we.
just so I know, like you've picked up one gun, yeah, and there's
Yeah.
one still on the floor. I want to empty
Yeah.
it and leave one bullet in the chamber for the guy. It's up to him, and I'll take the rest of the ammo and disperse it among the group.
Okay. Yeah, perfectly fine. Just note that down that you have that ammo now.
Yeah, how much ammo is it?
So, there is one clip in each gun,
Mm-hmm.
and guard number 1 and 2 fired one shot each. So that you have
Yep.
2 clips with 1 shot missing, and the other one a full.
Raheem has guard number 1's gun.
Okay, then Raheem has one gun with 1 shot missing from the clip, and you have the other one with 1 shot missing. And the other ones are all full because no shots were fired from those.
Yeah, so I got 2 pistols, 1 full clip, 1 shot missing, 1 clip, and then I've also got 1 full clip that I've just picked up from that other gun.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, I've got a note of that. How many shots? It's 10, right? 10
Should be
shots
10,
with
yeah.
pistols. Yeah. Cool. Perfect. Yeah, I have a note of that now. So, yeah, okay.
So to answer the question that's in chat, that has been in chat for a while, I think at this point it's safe to say you are the bad guys.
I'm definitely enjoying this.
We're the baddies.
No comment.
So we shall head down back to, is it the room with the glass and the security door? And I'm guessing nothing's changed there. We just need to find a way through the glass or through the door.
I want to make a perception check through the broken, or like the, it's not fully broken, but like
Mhm.
ripped glass, to if I
Mhm.
see something.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
give me that check.
Actually, I have. Wait, what do I have? Perception. I have 4 even. I think so. 4, 6, 3, 3.
I got 6.
So you do notice that if you look through the window, there is a wall to the right, and on that right wall there is a door, indicating there is some other room back there. And that door is still slightly ajar, so slightly open.
Oh.
Mr. Aslan himself is not to be seen, but probably he went through there.
Guys, I see a door, and it's slightly open. I think we need to go to the gallery, and if we go inside the gallery on the left, there should be another room. Come with me! says
Okay, let's
Raheem,
go.
and storms into this gallery room.
So Aurora just follows.
Yeah, I'll go.
Where you convinced yourself there should be another door, there is just a wall with a fancy painting.
Guys, it's clear what we have to do. It is one of these hidden doors. You just need to move the painting to the side, and we're gonna see the door behind it. Says Raheem.
All right, let's.
Fully convinced that this is true. Goes over to the painting and starts to push it to the side.
I wasn't expecting to ask for so many of those, but do give me a destiny check.
Destiny check.
Everyone or just Raheem?
Just Raheem.
Just Raheem. Okay, wait. Destiny. I have Destiny too. Okay, let's see. So, Destiny check. A 3. And a 4.
4 is not bad.
There is no door, but there is a keypad.
Fuck! A keypad, guys.
Do you happen to know the code?
So far, I have no idea.
Can I go back?
Can we
upstairs?
see like how many numbers are needed for the keypad code?
Oh, I have an idea.
I also have an idea.
I mean,
I'm
you can... I'm
Why
just
don't
going
you
to
guys
call
look
this...
at the thing and see how it's wired up in the wall.
yeah, everybody who's looking at that keypad, however closely, do give me a perception check.
I wanted to do a perception check to see which numbers have failed.
5
2,
and
3,
6. I have a 5 and a 6.
3.
I kind of want to use my electronic skills here to analyze the thing.
What are you looking for with the electronic skill?
Trying to figure out like what it's connected to, how it's powered, how the device functions, these things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I got
So,
5.
5 and 6. Raheem, what did you get?
2, 3, 3, 2.
Okay. And Emily, what did you get?
A 3 and a 1.
And then there's a 5 for the electronics bit. Okay. So let's start with the electronics bit. It's quite firmly mounted into the wall, but you think you can sort of just tell that there is the power supply is on the main grid, but there is one tiny wire that, I mean, it's not clearly sticking out from the wallpaper, but if you run your hand across that wire, I think you can just about feel it, and you follow that, and it leads you lose the trace at the you lose the trace at the transition to the larger chamber outside. So the one connecting all the other rooms.
Cool. Can I use, I don't know, my phone in order to check the magnetic field of the thing to follow it more closely?
Ooh. Cool.
Is there an app for that?
Yeah, there are actually.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to trust the physicists who know that better than me. Yeah. Okay. So in that case, what the 5's going to get you is that it's definitely going in the direction of the secured lab.
And I know that there is a secured lab.
Well, you know that there is this big security glass window and the heavy door with the keypad, and that's why I said secured lab.
Okay. Cool.
Secured, not
I will
secret.
share those insights with the group.
What's behind the
Okay,
painting?
so wherever,
Secret room.
however we open this, that's definitely gonna go through the security glass thing over there.
So, to resolve the perception checks of the rest of you, so Raheem and Emily are looking at this keypad and can see, okay, there's definitely some wear and tear on this thing. All of the numbers have been touched a couple of times, but there seem to be some that have been touched more often than others. And then Lee just kind of sort of barges in, pushes you to the side, and says, okay, yeah, so yeah, this is the most, yeah, okay, yeah. And then goes, okay, 7, 2, 5, 3, and you hear the satisfying beep beep, and the heavy door just sort of automatically opens.
Oh, that just saved a security guard a lot of pain. I was gonna go interrogate one of the cable-tied security guards, specifically guard one that I'd already shot and injured, and I was gonna like put a thumb in his wound till he gave me the code. But yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you rolled a 6 on a perception check, not on your morals.
Your guard one's blood as well.
So the door to the lab is now open.
Let's go in.
Let's go.
Hello.
Okay, what do we see inside?
Oh,
What?
hello, kitty.
It's
Yeah.
More cats. You know what? Yeah, you do see an orange cat lounging on one of the tables in the corner, just sort of loafing in between some archaeological equipment and instruments. It does look a bit cluttered in those. Like there's brushes to dust off archaeological findings, but yeah, the main thing is definitely the round table in the middle where the platform from the ceiling would come to rest at. And there's a sort of control panel running all the way around it, or around that table. The platform, by the way, is still firmly within the ceiling.
Aslan must have went up the platform.
Good observation.
Yeah.
Probably.
There's no other ways like that we can see that he could have left this room. Like if he came through the gallery.
Maybe we
There we-
should go fast into the lab part and see if we find any documents that we can take with us.
Yeah.
Raheem sprints over to the table.
Can I check out the control panel? I don't know if Aurora, if you want to come with me to check out this control panel.
Yeah, of course. Let's analyze it.
We only have a few minutes, guys, because we're already on the way.
Yeah. So I don't know. Raheem, if you're doing that, I think Aurora and I will do the control panel. Emily, if you wanna try something.
I don't know what to do here.
could help Raheem. We could both check the lab for documents.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Alright.
Sorry, my cat Bumble has me, so it distracted me.
So while you're coordinating yourself, who looks at what and when, you might notice Lara just sort of hugging the wall towards the door, pulling out her guns, and then ever so slightly trying to peer around that corner. And then she just sort of does a sword roll and disappears into that other room. Guns drawn.
Okay.
So what's her deal?
We should steal the cat.
Steal the cat.
I mean, there was a cat, and like, why is there one cat also in this room? Now that I'm thinking about it.
Good question.
Aslan turned himself into a cat.
Yes, interrogate the cat.
Shoot the cat!
Who are you?
Well, I don't know. Maybe if Raheem wants to continue looking at documents. Aurora
Yeah,
wants to
I
find
said
the
searching. I was
control
just
panel.
like bringing this up point. Like.
And Emily, I don't know if you and I want to follow Lara just to see, because she might have been caught up in some other combat encounter.
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. We'll do that.
All right, let's do that.
Okay, we'll deal with the group that stays in the lab first. What are we doing?
Well, looking at the control panel looks like a good job for Aurora.
Okay. If you have, I'm going to say either electronics or mechanics, use that. Otherwise, it's just a straight up perception check.
Electronics.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, it only takes you a couple of seconds to figure out what pretty much every button on this does. Most of them are actually connected to the security system, including the big red button that triggered the alarm earlier. And then you also kind of quickly figure out that there is two buttons related to the platform itself. One to raise it, one to lower it.
All right. Can I switch off the alarm and close all security doors?
Mm-hmm. You can.
I will do so.
Lovely. Yeah, the door to the hallway closes automatically again, as does the one to the other room. That Lara and Emily
Dr.
just
Lara, huh?
and Emily.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Wait, so me and Emily are locked away from. We're split up again.
Wait, did you also go into that other room?
Yeah, Emily and I.
Okay.
both
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
follow
Then
Lara.
yes. Okay. So that leaves Raheem in the lab as well. You still looking for some paperwork?
Yeah. Should we do like a check or something like that, or to see what we find?
No, I think a check is not necessary because no, because you do look quite intently, but there is absolutely no paperwork in this room whatsoever. Suspiciously so, you might even say, because you would expect a guy like this, if he's investigating like artifacts and stuff, he would at least scribble notes every now and then. He just doesn't.
Okay, that's unexpected. But like, there's tables, right?
Yeah.
With drawers.
Yes.
So I'm gonna search the drawers. Okay, open them and I look what is inside. And I mean, if there's no documents on the tables, what is in the drawers?
You find what looks like a collection of rocks still covered in dust and laid out very distinctly, so they are sort of in a grid pattern, clearly with the intention that he's going to dust them off and investigate those closer at a later date. But right now his intention is of course taken with the with a larger artifact.
We have seen the artifact already, right?
Uh,
What it looks like.
briefly, yeah. When you were first arriving down at the here in the
Did it
basement,
look like a rock?
no.
Emily, I found rocks.
Woo!
Seems like he was searching for something, right? All these different rocks, trying to dust them off. Maybe they were giving clues of what the artifact is, where it is. Emily, you found something interesting?
So me and Lee are following Lara.
Mhm.
yeah. Oh wait, sorry. I thought.
It's like, why is he shouting at me? I think it's Aurora. That's what you.
My bad then.
It is, yeah. I mean, we can
My bad. Just a switch of the name. Okay, then I'm still searching. I didn't find anything interesting as it seems. But I want to say that I take one of the brushes also and put it in my pocket.
Okay. So, let us actually check out what's happening in the other room.
So, shall we do a check or anything while we're following Lara?
Yeah.
Because we're just kind of
Do
just
you
following
have?
her.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's say you do a
Lara.
perception. I'm gonna call it perception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me and Lee.
Ideally, yeah.
Okay, so I have 2 perception.
Because Lara went into this room with her guns drawn to find Mr. Aslan.
1 and 4.
I got a 5. Oh, I keep dropping it. Okay, it's a 5 and a 1. I wouldn't lie about getting a 1, so just trust me.
Okay, so in this is a smaller room, and there's rows of shelves just lining the whole place, forming effectively 3 corridors. You split up amongst the 3 of you to cover one each, and at one point it starts sort of branching off into more of a grid pattern. And with some very
Sorry, my cat Bumble's just going. I think she's like celebrating being cone free for after 2 weeks. No, she's literally bouncing off the walls.
As you would.
Like she's doing backflips.
is she getting chin rubs and
I
head
can't give her
scratches?
chin rubs because she's.
Well, maybe she's just jealous.
So cute. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she came in and seen Vort giving chin rubs, and she was like, "Gosh darn it, I want this." Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. By the way,
I think I just went offline for like 10 seconds and then.
Did you? Damn it! I didn't notice I was busy with looking at the cat.
Yeah, makes sense. It was probably subtly freezing or something.
Yeah, might be. So we're in the other room, which turns out to be like a storage chamber with shelves and a grid pattern. The 3 of them, like Lee, Emily, and Lara, have split up, and with some very subtle, most importantly silent hand gestures, they are sort of closing in the area where Aslan can be, and it takes you a minute or 2, but you do eventually find him sort of hiding behind the last shelf, holding a what looks to you like a baseball bat, and that's just waiting for you to come around his corner. He doesn't seem to have seen you yet.
I have hand-to-hand 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have some good hand-to-hand 4.
Execute.
I'm so tempted.
Wait, Laura's still in front, isn't she?
Yeah.
Can I run in and try and like take the baseball bat that he swings and try to counter it?
I mean, you can. Yeah. You can try.
I want to try that, and if I manage to counter it, I'd like to disarm the baseball bat from him and then just bonk him on the head and tell him to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's 4 rolls for hand to hand. 6. Don't need it. Don't need the other 3. We're good.
In this case, you do. Because it's an opposed roll with hand-to-hand.
Okay. 2, 3, and another 6.
Okay. So, because he also rolled 1 6, he does notice you approaching and sort of has just enough time to get ready for you to come in to start counteracting that attack, which means the two of you just sort of end up wrestling with the bat just resting, being squeezed between your hands. But after a minute or two of wrestling, you do manage to slowly but surely get the upper hand and just knock the baseball bat out of his hand.
So I don't
Okay.
get the baseball bat.
You don't what?
I don't get the baseball bat.
No, it just falls to the ground. But
Okay,
it
maybe I
rolls
can-
it rolls towards you.
Oh,
It rolls towards Emily.
Like, yeah, more importantly, away from Aslani.
Okay.
okay, so Emily can pick it up and try and hit Aslani over the head.
You can,
Bat.
yeah.
Okay, and is that a quickness? Or what do you think?
I
Hand-to-hand
would.
3.
Yeah, hand to hand seems the most applicable here.
Okay. I have quickness 3 as well, so either way I'm even. Right. I got a 4.
Uh-huh.
Another 4. And a 5.
Okay, yeah, that does do it. There's a very satisfying thump, 2 actually. One when the bat makes contact with his skull, the other when the rest of his body also sinks to the ground.
Is he still conscious?
Not really.
Damn. Check his pockets. I want to check his whole person for stuff.
What is Lara currently doing?
She has just lowered her guns and is just sort of having a very confused look, just shaking her head. Really? Knock him out?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to check his person and see what he has.
Mhm.
Is that perception?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, maybe we shouldn't have knocked him out?
No, I just wanted to give him a bonk on the head when I had the bat. I got a 5 and a 4.
Well, the only noteworthy thing you find is a sort of it looks like a key card because it has these. You get these in a hotel, right? Where you just sort of, you get this card, you open the door with that, and that's it. It's definitely not a credit card or anything because it doesn't have the visible chip, but you do see some indentation there. There is a chip, but it's just not visible, so you assume it's some sort of security thing. And yeah, he has the usual clutter. Like there is a pen in his pocket somewhere. No wallet or anything though.
Pen. It could be a super secret service pen, you know, like these kind of that can shoot stuff and have
Yeah,
cameras and microphones.
I'm just gonna take the pen.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna examine it or anything. I just want to take it for now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna add that to my inventory, and I'll take the supposed key card, and can I investigate that more to see if there's anything I can do with it? Is there anything in the room that might take a key card or has a card slot?
No, not in this room. No.
Okay. And I'm guessing, is there anything else in this room worth looking at around his person? Any desk space, any equipment, any
Mhm.
shelves?
So, yeah, the shelves are basically filled with more of the same. So more what could be artifacts, but have not yet fully been investigated. Some of the, like you see some stuff that has been investigated and cleaned up and everything. But it's just less valuable stuff than what you've seen in the gallery previously.
Okay. Emily,
Yeah.
would you like to see if there's anything here, artifact-wise, that has any sort of value to us? Not monetary value, but as in like maybe some sort of like supernatural elements to it. If there's anything that you recognize that we could maybe benefit from having in our inventory for future use.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So I'll
Mhm.
do a perception check.
Yep.
To see if there is anything.
Do that.
Okay. So I have two perception. Sorry. So I will. I got a 5. A 5 and a 3.
Okay, so you do notice some stuff where you your reaction is basically the Indiana Jones one, where you think to yourself, that stuff belongs in a museum.
Oh, you
But
got
so
out
it's
there.
Yeah.
Okay,
I will,
so your reaction to like there's 2 or 3 artifacts in your findings in here where you think that stuff belongs in a museum, but it's really just this sort of middle of a hallway sort of stuff. Yeah, put that in a display case. It's going to be fascinating, but apart from that, not too much of value. It's mostly like ancient. There's one shard of an ancient vase with a very intricate painting on it, but that's about as interesting as this room gets.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pocket the card as well.
Mhm.
And then we will venture back to the door. I think say to Lara as well that I believe if there's nothing else in this room, then we can head back to the lab with Raheem and Aurora.
Yep.
To which I would ask, is that door still closed?
It very much is.
And is there a key card slot there?
There is.
Let's use the key card and see what happens. If I use the key card, it's still I can take it back. It has multiple uses, right? Or is it a one-time use thing?
It's multiple
Okay.
uses.
Yeah, let's use that key card to see if it opens this door, and if it does, we'll rejoin the group.
There is a very satisfying pattern of beeps as the door swings open.
Oh, sorry about the lockdown. I hope it didn't cause you too much trouble. I was trying to take a few security precautions since we might be chased down by security here.
It's fine. Emily knocked out the guy we needed to ask stuff.
Good job, I guess, Emily.
I just don't know my own strength.
The one guy I didn't want to kill, and Emily knocked him out.
Can't we shake him and wake him up? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm actually gonna go back and slap him a bit around the face and see if he wakes up.
While he's unconscious? That's not...
Yeah. So, wake up!
After the third slap, he finally just sort of jumps awake and what? Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare. Nothing. Oh great, you're awake. Hits him with the bat again. Go back to sleep. What happened? I don't know. Did it feel like this? Bonk.
Yeah, he's still a bit groggy. He's not gonna start talking first.
Okay. Would someone like to ask him?
I think you should carry him back through to the lab. I think if we're gonna ask him anything, he'll be more used there.
Okay.
To the lab. But I mean,
So, who's carrying him?
I'll go carry him.
Okay.
We could probably we could probably, like, you grab his arms, I'll grab his legs, sort of thing.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's cable tie him and just slowly dazed walk him through. How many cable ties do we have left, actually?
Oh,
82.
they come in packs of like 100. Don't worry.
Yeah, and we've tied up 4. How many packs did we get?
Let's just say we don't go on that. We won't run out. We have infinite.
In theory, 1 on each guard, but I'm not sure. Like, you looted the first 4, right?
Yeah.
So you should have 4 of those packs.
Okay, so we have 396 cable ties. No, we have 392 because we cable tied their legs as well.
Mm-hmm.
to be enough.
Right, cool. So many cable ties.
Okay, you
Alright.
managed to carry him back into the main lab chamber.
Yes.
So there was talk about a platform there,
Mm-hmm.
which I can also operate from the terminal, right?
Yes.
So describe the platform again.
Well, currently it's in the ceiling, so you can only see the underside of it, which sort of blends into the ceiling, so it's all just plain white. And that's all you
Okay,
can
so
see
that-
right now.
So do you have any idea what's up there?
You don't, because you
Alright.
haven't seen it before.
Okay. Then I'm just going to talk. So apparently I have some control over this platform that's hidden inside the ceiling, or well, not hidden very much, but I could lower this down. Like, is this of any interest to us?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, while we're here, we may as well. Have a look
Through
and
the
see.
glass, when we
Oh,
looked
that is the
earlier,
thing.
that had went up into the ceiling, that
Yeah.
thing, and there was
Oh.
an artifact down it.
Okay, then I'll lower it.
So you do, and it is indeed just a platform that, like, a almost presentatory platform. It slides down along the 4. What's the best word? There's basically 4. Pillars is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. 4 beams of something that hold this thing, and it can retract into the ceiling, obviously. They now lower down, and in the middle of that thing sits the artifact itself. It's sort of it's a kind of amulet. It's about the size of your palm, shaped like, so there. It's round on the outside with a golden ring with hieroglyphic miniature hieroglyphic carvings around the golden edge. In the middle, there is like a dark greenish sort of gemstone, and in the middle of that, there is another golden oval with a black gem inside of that.
Okay.
So picture, yeah, you basically get the impression of a cat's eye. That's what I'm trying to say. So that black sapphire and a black gem in the middle is sort of also sort of almond shaped to give you the same eye shape of a cat.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Can I perception check
so-
to see if there's any sort of like danger around the artifact for us if we were to try and grab it? If there's any like unforeseen maybe laser tripwires that could trigger some sort of like security or defense?
Sure. In fact, I would like everybody to do me a perception check.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay. So
1 and 3.
Mhm.
1, 6,
3,
1,
3, and 5.
4.
Okay. So, Lee, you do remain sort of oblivious, but you can tell from the reaction of the others that something is going on. Because what Emily notices first, and what the other two very shortly also notice, is that both the Eye of Bastet and the stone Emily carries around her a pendant start glowing.
Why does it glow?
Emily,
Um,
traitor! Raheem pulls out his gun, pointing it at Emily.
Okay, so I take the stone out of my pocket and let's say I try and connect to.
The glow intensifies.
What
You,
the
and you
fuck?
certainly feel it sort of vibrating in your hand, and you also see the Bastet amulet starts slightly shaking.
Touch it.
Meanwhile, Lara
Yeah.
just leans. Meanwhile, Lara just leans in, raises an eyebrow as she does, and says, "Well, that is fascinating."
Grab it. Wanna
I
grab it?
think
You want someone else to grab it?
nah. I think Emily will take it and see what happens.
Make a touch.
I don't think Emily will let anyone else take it.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna have to ask you to make me a brawn check first.
Okay, so I have brawn 3.
Emily dies.
So 2,
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 3, 5.
5. Okay. As you pick it up, the vibration gets even stronger, and you have trouble holding onto it, but you get a firm grip on it. And now I need a perception check from you.
Okay. My perception 2. 3. Oh. And 1. Fuck. 3 and a 1.
Thank you for that, because it gives me the perfect opportunity for a cliffhanger. So there is this brief moment after you've solidified your grip around the amulet where you feel this sort of energy creep up, first your arm and then into the rest of your body, and slowly also creeping up to your brain. And for a very, very brief second, you can, don't want to say so much see, more like feel a connection to every single feline in the vicinity, and by vicinity I mean a couple of miles, which, as you know, in Istanbul is quite a lot. And from their locations, you sort of get a rough map of the underground catacombs and of the street network of Istanbul. And that is the split second before that picture and that mental image with sort of golden dots for every cat around the city sort of erupts in a very bright golden light. And that's the last thing you see before, as the rest of you can tell, Emily just sort of passes out and flops to the floor. And I think we should end it there.
Emily! Emily!
This might be a good time to tell you that I will no longer be part of the D&D. No, I wouldn't.
I said pass out, not die.
I just got killed off. Nah.
I already have a picture of Emily passed out on my shirt. Yeah, this is it.
Wow.
Wow.
I would say take note of how she. I would say just take note of how she has reacted to all this.
She's a cat. Emily's a cat. It's confirmed.
Yeah. Bumble is Emily.
She's a fairy.
This whole time.
Emily's the fairy. Confirmed.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Let's come around, yes. Oh, jeez.
Is the guy upstairs still alive?
Is what still alive?
The guy upstairs, is he still alive?
Oh, that one. Hang on, let me check.
You need to roll a...
Destiny 0.
You might not like the answer to that question.
I mean, if she doesn't like it, I will like it.
I don't like it, it means he's still alive.
I still think he's just going to go on a super villain arc and like haunt us for the rest of the role-playing campaign.
Gonna end on a cliffhanger where he comes out from somewhere and has a real artifact or something like that.
Oh, so mine was a fake. That spiritual weapon was a fake.
What,
You just try to like convince us you're special, but you're like a normal person. You just have like the need for attention.
Yeah, I'm lying on the ground, passed out, and you can see me be like,
just out of curiosity, that guard that Emily unfortunately, left in agony, what injuries specifically did he sustain?
So, he did get caught in the blast. Since the first guy was losing a major part of his, being,
Yeah,
that's about the physical area where the other was also affected. So
it's all like facial injuries?
face and skull and eyes, ears, that, yeah.
how is he not dead? Like, how did he survive?
I didn't say he wasn't.
Yeah, is he dead or not? What happened?
So I just rolled a d20 and it came out as a 4. And that were his chances of survival. So I think it's safe to say he's dead.
You guys let him suffer. You could have just quickly, ended
Maybe.
it.
He was probably passed out already.
Suffering is your way to absolution, so it's fine.
I'm so glad I'm already considered a terrorist in this country anyway. Not by news.
Yeah, and now you're hanging around with Lee, who's running around mass murder and actually hasn't killed anybody yet, just for the record.
Yes, that's true.
I actually have not killed a single
That's
person.
true.
Yeah, you conveniently made Emily do it.
Is
Em-
Emily the
Em-
only one that's... Am I the only
Em-
one that's...
Emily conveniently told me she had better gunplay than me, so if Emily hadn't said anything, I was doing it, but you know.
And am I the only one that has killed anyone so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one who's killed anyone. Lee only just sort of managed to punch people into walls so that they fall unconscious from the impact and the head trauma. But yeah, outright killing, that's a first.
I mean, we don't know what happened to the people that were unconscious on the toilet, right?
True.
Will they ever live normally again? Will they even live? As I said, being unconscious in real life, it's quite a heavy thing.
They might have a traumatic response every time they go to the toilet. They just sort of pass out on the on the toilet.
Yes.
Sort of
So that's the
PTSD.
point where we just all blame Emily for everything that has happened, and at that point Emily just turns bad and into like a
The artifact was
really
like,
bad cat goddess.
I'm gonna leave that up to
Bad
you guys
in the
role
world.
playing.
the artifact would have been completely fine to pick up if Emily didn't have blood on her hands. It sensed the the taint.
I mean, she's unconscious. It should be easy to blame it all on her, right?
Yeah.
She already had the stone this whole time. She's had the stone.
And we didn't know.
She
No,
didn't
I
tell.
said in session 1. Yeah, I said in session 1 that I had the
Alright.
stone.
So,
But I didn't know what the significance was.
You didn't? So
What would have
why
happened if
did you
somebody
have
else
it?
picked up the artifact?
Why do you have a stone just like that, huh?
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah, I imagine it's kind of like Lara's pendant in the Survivor trilogy. It's just her first find. She doesn't.
My stones are never glowing.
If somebody else picked up the artifact, would they have been unconscious as well, or was it just Emily?
Well, it would always have come down to those two roles.
Alright. Yeah, I guess that.
It was destiny. Destiny roll.
Cool. Alright, I'm going to have to love yous and leave yous.
You got a nice shirt.
Just a
Also.
hoodie. But yeah.
I
I
like
think
it.
it's, if I remember correctly, I haven't looked, but I'm sure it's got like Reptar on the back.
A what?
Oh,
Raptor?
Reptar.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Okay.
Right,
Down. Thanks very much
so-
for the round. It was super fun.
It was my pleasure.
Quickly before I disappear, when is our next session?
So ideally, we would keep the 2-week rhythm going. So that would be the 10th of March.
May.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, May. Sorry,
Next year.
we're going back in time.
That's a big cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I'm away next weekend anyway, so I wouldn't be able to do that.
And
Yeah, as far as I know, it's okay with me as well.
yeah. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
I'm going up north next weekend for a little
So May
needed
10th
holiday.
should be fine for me.
10th, I'm also still free. Very much.
Okay. That sounds
Okay.
good.
Sounds lovely even. Then I'm going to drop. We're going to see each other next time. Love you all.
Bye.
Wait, is it the 10th or the 12th?
The 10th.
Oh, it's the 10th. Yeah, sorry.
Saturday the 10th, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as I can tell, I'm free on that day too, so that works out.
Should work.
If that changes, do let me know, as usual. And we
Yeah.
can, yeah. If not, we can work something out.
Yeah,
Can't
I'm
believe
sure.
the guy got beheaded by my shotgun. And it wasn't me.
Okay. Bye bye, guys.
I think
Bye-bye.
Emily's already forgot about it.
Yeah. No remorse, nothing.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 Alright, I'll catch you later. Bye bye.